Hi friends, it's Anne here, and today's video is just going to be a get ready with me video. I haven't done one of these in a little while. I feel like I say that every time I do one of these videos because I don't do them very often. I try and do, or like to do them once a month, once every couple of months kind of thing. I guess, yeah, more maybe once every couple of months. This video is just going to be a chit-chatty get ready with me. I'm using pretty much 99% Project Pan stuff. I wanted to play with this palette today, the Zodiac Beige Cosmetics palette, and I really kind of want to invoke like a pinky, orangey, something in this range, something that's bright and colorful because it's really cold out and things kind of really suck right now in the world in general. Hopefully we'll get through this. Anyway. So yeah, I'm not going to talk too much about the exact products that I'm using, but I will list them all down below. And if you stay tuned, I will have a little giveaway at the end of this video, or at least the introduction of a little giveaway at the end of this video. So you can fast forward to that if you want. Information will also be down below. Let's just get into getting ready. Put my bangs back. I don't know what is going on with my bangs, but they're going real wonky lately. Like I keep getting, I've kind of split them a little, but I keep getting this weird cowlick thing going where they want to all split one this way and then this way, and it's just like, I don't know what's going on. They're doing this weird cowlick thing that I think it's maybe because I'm wearing a hat over the winter time, and it's just kind of messing up with the structure of how my hair lays. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. This looks kind of gross, but it's my Covergirl lid lockup. I took the stopper out because it was starting to get pretty low, but there's still a lot of product in there, so we're good to go for a while. So what do I want to start talking about first? How you doing? How's it going? How was your holidays? Were they good? I hope they were good. I mean, it was another year of sort of messed up holidays. Things weren't back to normal, or at least maybe as enjoyable as some people would like. I don't mind a quiet holiday, to be honest. Although our family, because we're all just adults now, we often will go somewhere. Like they'll come here to Toronto, or we went to Niagara Falls the one year, and can't do that this year. So hopefully next year I'd really like to maybe just go to Mexico, go somewhere warm. But survive the holidays, I hope, and hopefully everybody was safe and healthy and you made it through okay. I did want to just talk about first a big thank you because I feel like I'm feeling the love and support right now, and man, I need it sometimes. We all need it. Everybody needs it. Sometimes we forget that, if you're someone like me you kind of feel like you do a lot for other people, not do a lot for other people, but you're always concerned about other people and making sure other people are feeling, safe and happy and cared for. And sometimes you forget you need to, feel the love as well. You need to feel the love from other people as well. It's not about just self-loving yourself. So yeah, I just want to say thank you because I feel like, I don't know, I've got a lot of positive comments on my channel lately. I'm really leaning into the Project Panning this year. So I've had a lot of Project Pan intro videos, which I don't know how it will go, and I don't know how it will go for the rest of this year. I hope it goes well. But I'm really feeling the love from the panning community to be a bit more part of it. I think I've said this in the past where I kind of felt like I was a bit on the outside. I wasn't really in the community. I feel like I'm in the community now. Am I part of the community, guys? I feel like I am. I know I sit on the edge. I'm not hardcore into panning. Some people are just really good at it. And I know there's some people that kind of do maybe one project a year, but everything else is different. I'm sort of in the middle now, I think. I think I'm half review, half try, half other things, and then half panning. So that's kind of, I think, a happy medium for me. And I also recently posted a picture on Instagram saying that I hadn't put workout clothes on in a while, because it's true. So at the beginning of last year, you might have noticed that I'm a Vita Apparel ambassador, so it just means that if you use any of my links down below, I do get, I think, a kickback. I don't know how it works. I get a percentage off or something. I haven't really paid attention because nobody ever uses those links, I don't think. That's okay. I just really liked what the company was doing, and I was supporting. It's a Canadian company, and really happy and wanted to support what they are doing. And you know, I was working out, and I do like their workout clothes. I like how they're very colorful. And I posted some videos early last year about it, or pictures and videos, and then it kind of died off. So, and I mentioned in my post that I just posted that I hadn't, you know, put on workout clothes because of both physical and mental health issues. And I don't know, that was a hard thing to put out there, particularly the mental health stuff, because I don't talk a whole lot about that. I don't really want to get too much into that, but I will talk about the physical thing. So one of the reasons why I wasn't wearing a lot of like gym clothes, like the spandexy type clothes for a while, I had some weird rashes. I think I mentioned that. Like I had them on my hand, they were on my back, it was just kind of everywhere. So I was like wearing a lot of loose fitting clothes for a long time. And then recently, so I did post on my channel that I was taking a little bit of a break from YouTube, partially because, you know, it was just, there was a lot going on at work. The other thing was it's so weird because I've had a hard time like talking about this because it feels just dumb to talk about, because it's so like, it seems so benign, but at the same time it's so not. I've been having a lot of like acid reflux issues. So I've had heartburn my whole life. I distinctly remember the first time I had heartburn was we were driving in like the hills of Scotland with my Uncle Noir, and he drove like a crazy man through the roads and like up the hills, and, you know, sheep everywhere. Well, not everywhere, but there were random sheep in places. And I I felt, you know, car sick, and then all of a sudden I had like the acid reflux. I was like, oh, that doesn't feel good. And then since then, I've had heartburn like all my adult life, on and off. And I get the heartburn it's not burny, it's more like stabbing chest pain. And if you've had it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It literally feels like someone's stabbing you in the chest. Sometimes it feels like it's coming through your back as well. It's beautiful, it's pleasant. No, not at all. So I haven't had it for a while, like at least severe. And then I had a pretty bad attack. I think it was like late September, early October. No, it must have been mid-October. And then from then on, like it was slow. Like it was a slow progress thing. And then until it was near the end of November, and I just couldn't eat. Like I was struggling to eat anything. It felt like my stomach, like, you know, when you're at the end of it, like if you ate a really big dinner and like you're trying to eat those last few bites, and you know you should eat those last few bites, but you struggle them down and then you feel it, like it just feels like all the food is literally sitting like right up in here. That's how I felt after eating like a handful of, like, you know, if I had like the first spoonfuls of cereal, I felt like that. And it was like cereal. Like you can't get any more benign than Cheerios. So yeah, it was getting to be problematic. And so I ended up going to the doctor. I had to actually go to the doctor because it was getting bad enough that I couldn't eat. And that was not enjoyable. I have a greater appreciation now for, you know, when people are saying they're struggling to eat for various reasons, because, man, it was not, like, eating should be enjoyable. And when you're eating and it's, like, not enjoyable at all, like, even things that you normally like to eat, and even certain things like smells. So I'm finding I'm really sensitive. I'm having, like, the opposite of, like, COVID effect, where people are losing their sense of smell. I'm finding everything is making me nauseous. So something like, I live in a condo and I walk down the hallway and you can smell when other people are cooking in the hallway. And like, you know, somebody will be cooking like, you know, just something even simple like chicken noodle soup. And you're like, oh, that smells so good. And then all of a sudden I'm like, that smells terrible. So that just sort of took a toll on, you know, like I said, it was progressive. And I didn't realize how much it had affected me until I was like, I'm not able to eat anymore. And this is not working. And again, I have been losing a bit of weight. I'm kind of okay now. You know, protein shakes are your friend. Boost shakes are your friend. And yeah, I've been doing that to like kind of keep my weight stable. And it wasn't really until sometimes I feel like things are just all in my head at times. And then I went home for Christmas and I realized how much I was struggling just to eat in general. And like, that was Harley. He burps a lot. I was doing that constantly. It's a bit better. I do burp a lot after I eat anything. It doesn't matter what I eat, but it's a little bit better. So I did go to the doctor. I am on like a prescription PPI. I don't want to stay on one of those too long though, so I don't know. I've got to figure this out. And I get like it's probably related to stress. The irony is I don't feel nearly as stressed like over the past 5 months or so than I have like over the past 2 years. Like, but I guess, you know, subconsciously you're stressed. This whole thing we're all going through is stressful on very many levels. And I mean, I feel lucky. I am not working like if I were working in a hospital or if I had, you know, young kids that were in school. Like, I don't have any of that. I am privileged. I get it. I am totally accepting of how privileged I am, but yet it affects all of us. And I guess that's part of it, just having to deal with that it's affecting all of us. I have no idea what's going on with my eyes, but we're just throwing colors on. I'm just playing today. So I just want to say thanks. I feel the love. I'm feeling better. We're still all going through this crap. And I feel you. Like, I've seen a lot of people posting, and it's hard. I know I'm privileged to be able to work from home and all those kinds of things. And I've seen other people posting. It's like, why am I still feeling like crap? And I think it's like even there's a sense of guilt at times. And I was thinking about this, like why am I feeling more frustrated this time around? Because, you know, we were sort of sold well, if everyone's vaxxed, we should be going back to normal. And I think here in Ontario, like we have pretty high vaccination numbers. And now we're back at like, you know, restrictions on how many people can go into places. Masking hasn't gone away, which is fine. I can't wait for masks to go away, but I get it. That doesn't bother me so much. And like they got rid of like indoor dining. Kids are supposed to go back to school on Monday. That's a whole other thing. It's just a disaster here. Like in-person school, because they shut that down. And it's like, I think, like, I get it. I get the frustration. I'm frustrated too. But I'm also, and like, again, when sort of this sort of wave started, it's like, well, this is supposed to be mild. Like, that's kind of what we were told. And that's what I've, like, heard, like, from people that I know that have got it. You know, they didn't really have severe reactions or whatever. But there are still, like, Delta's still out there. And there are still people getting severe reactions. And I think the one thing that, that kind of made me sort of like just stop getting so frustrated and just sort of like roll with it, accept it, is our basically it's the healthcare system is overwhelmed. It was overwhelmed. A lot of people kind of turned a blind eye to it before because you're like, unless you were affected by it, you didn't really pay attention. Our healthcare was crap. Like, okay, Canada has better healthcare than the States, no offense, in terms of accessibility. Like, if I break my leg and get a cast, I don't have to pay for it. Awesome. I mean, I paid for it through taxes, but I'm not out of pocket thousands of dollars. But it means that the way our healthcare system is sort of set up is that it just hopes and assumes that you're going to be fine. So if you need something, and again, I think everybody here that knows, like if you have parents that have had to go for procedures or tests, everything's like 2 months down the road. Like if you get an appointment for something, it's always 2 months down the road. So before this, and it's like, I mean, logic dictates. If COVID does go through most of the population, which, like, you know, things like chickenpox goes through most of the population. Some people have very severe, like, nobody wants that. And you want to measure it. The problem is if everybody gets sick in 3 weeks, that's really bad. So we had a situation here recently in Toronto where they had, I think, a code red. So it meant there were no ambulances available, like 0. So if I was out walking Harley and I got hit by a car, I'm SOL. Like, that's what scares me. So, you know what? I get it. I get the restrictions and I get dialing things back a bit. But the thing that I'm super frustrated about, the bigger thing is, okay, we need to dial it back. But nothing is happening to fix the bigger problem. So we're just going to keep spinning in this cycle. If they don't, like, we're losing nurses. Like, so many nurses here are, like, quitting, retiring. They're like, F this, I'm out. I don't blame them. So if you don't fix the underlying problem and you just keep putting band-aids on it, like I don't know. I don't see how we're getting out of these cycles. My only hope is that we get sort of over this wave and less people are getting sick. and eventually it just sort of like peters out. Like, I think like this will always be around. I think we'll always have kind of like the flu. It will always be around, but hopefully less impactful. I don't know. I feel like we're all just in a crapshoot right now. And so the one thing though that like really caught me off guard, and I hadn't really thought about this, like as an adult, I mean, I think about kids and think about what they're going through and think of how hard this must be, and like how, you know, we're kind of robbing them of a lot of stuff. And that's what's making me frustrated and angry, is I don't mind putting my own life on hold if we can keep kids healthy and safe in school, but that doesn't seem to be happening either. So I don't know. But this one girl posted online, she was a teenager, and she said, COVID started when I was in grade 9. I'm now in grade 11, and I haven't seen most of my friends for 2 years. And that just like, that really hit me. Like, can you imagine in high school? Like, your life is much shorter at that time. You haven't been through a whole lot. So 2 years of high school is a big deal. Like, remember when like you'd go away for summer and you'd come back to school and you'd see some people and you're like, who the heck is that? Like, because people change so much over high school. Like, your life changes so much. And like, a lot of things happen in high school or those years. Like, my dad was talking about my friend's kid, like he plays hockey, and those years are really, you know, formative for kids developing their skills and if they want to play professionally. And they've been robbed of all that experience. I mean, in some cases, like my dad was talking about, I used to do dancing, and when I thought about that, like, yeah, from dancing, like I could dance at home, like I don't really need a rink or anything, so I would have that opportunity. But it would, if I were really serious about it, it would have really affected, like the biggest years of, I used to do Highland dancing, and the biggest years are like your teenage years, like from basically when you're 13 through to like 19. And I was competitive from, yeah, around that age. And if I lost 2 years, like that's a big chunk of time. I don't know, it just really hit home to me. And I really feel for, like, personally, I think some of the younger kids, like kids under 11, 10, I think they'll do pretty well. I think, you know, I think kids at that age, I'm amazed at how well they adapt to things, like, just in general. They amaze me. But I really feel for the kids that are, like, early teens, teenagers, like, young adults, like, early 20s, because this is really screwing them around. And it'll just be interesting to see how they'll grow up, what they'll be like, what are their priorities, like, you know, it's going to be interesting. And they're going to look at us very differently too, like the adults that went through this, like they're blaming all of us, and I don't blame them for blaming us for what's happening, and they're going to think we're crazy because we hoard toilet paper. But yeah, I don't know, I found that a very interesting thing to think about. So the other related thing, I didn't realize that was there. Let me go all down here. Okay, there we go. I think that was primer. Like, the other thing I was thinking about with some of this stuff too is, like, I'm naturally an introvert. I don't need to go outside. Prior to having Harley, I could go like a whole 3-day weekend and not go outside. It doesn't bother me. But I'm even the introverts are like, this is a bit much, because the thing I think about is I'm an introvert, but I do like to do some social things. And it's like, those social things, those small opportunities of me wanting to go out and do stuff have been taken away. And I'm even frustrated now. Like, the novelty of, like, being like, yes, it's now my time, everybody has to stay home. That's worn off. That's definitely worn off. It's grown old. I'm really hoping, so I think I talked about this way back, that me and my friend were supposed to go to Italy, which was ironic because that's sort of where, like, the tipping point, I think people saw this was real, was when what happened with Italy in the spring of 2020. So we obviously canceled our trip. We had the flights booked, and we had some Airbnbs booked. We didn't have everything booked, but yeah, basically I think our flight vouchers expire this spring. So I'm really hoping we can go, or we're gonna lose that money. And they weren't cheap flights. I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. But yeah, I'm really hoping, because like that's the one thing I really like to do is travel. And, you know, we had kind of planned this sort of big trip of going to Italy. It's on my bucket list and one of the places I've always wanted to go. And we can't go. And I know that's a first world problem. But yeah, like just, you know, as an introvert, I look forward to certain small social things that help me balance. Help me keep myself from going insane. Because I get it. If I spend too much time alone, I also go crazy. And I've been reading this book. I started reading it a long time ago and then I never finished it. But I'm back reading it again. It's called Quiet. And it's basically all about introverts. Man, I wish that book came out years ago. Wish that book came out when I was a teenager. Because I would never say I was an extreme introvert. I feel like I'm sort of in the middle and leaning into the introvert side. And I mean, I have certain times, like right now, I feel like COVID times are making me lean even more introverted. But when you're growing up, and this is kind of lessons for if you have kids that are introverted, it's okay. It's actually kind of awesome that you're introverted, but nobody will tell you that when you're growing up. I remember all through grade school, I don't know about high school, probably high school too. I wish I could find, I mean, I don't have them. There must be records somewhere. I would love to find the records from when I was in grade school and what teachers put on my report card, because I can guarantee you that every single one of them said, should speak up more in class. And it drove me crazy because I didn't want to. Like, why? And they're like, oh, well, I remember one teacher saying, like, well, you have really good ideas, and if you would just share them with the class. I'm like, you realize when I do speak up is when I have a good idea. I don't just, like, at the time, don't just verbal diarrhea all the time. Like, I'm not sitting there quietly, like, with all these amazing ideas in my head. When I have the good idea, that's when it comes out. like I don't know, they thought that I was, like, hoarding good ideas and hoarding knowledge or something. Like, hoarding the right answers. No, I was not. Anyway, the book has been really helpful and insightful. Like, if you're an introvert, I definitely recommend reading it. If you have an introvert in your life, which most people do, I definitely recommend reading it. If you're like an extreme extrovert and want to understand the other side, definitely read it. Because I feel like, especially in North America, there's sort of a positive reward system for those that are extroverts and a negative reward system for those that are introverts. And it's maybe not that blatant, but I even think of things like right now, like trying to find, like if you're trying to find, like as an adult, you're doing job applications, like you need to boast on your resume and you need to come across as like gregarious and interesting. And if you just went into an interview and just like quietly like just answered things matter of fact, you're not getting the job. So the world is sort of structured to, at least the North American world is sort of structured to support extroverts. I mean, I even see it here on YouTube that, and one thing I love about YouTube is like that being an introvert, I can do something that is quasi-extrovert, but it's still in the safety of like I'm in my own little home with my puppy beside me. But I still can interact with you guys in a way that's comfortable for me. But you do see that the channels that I feel like, at least most of the bigger channels, are people that are clearly extroverts. Like they're more gregarious, they're more entertaining, they're more loud, they're more crazy. And I mean, that's fine. Like it's entertaining, right? I think that's the thing. Like as a society, we put a lot of weight into entertainment. Like look how much actors get paid. And I mean, rightfully so. They're putting themselves out there. Like, I don't think I can do that. I mean, there are some actors that are pretty good at, if they don't want to be in the limelight, they don't. They stay out of it. There are ways. But yeah, I just feel like it's such, I'm reading through the book and I'm like, yes! Like, I get it! My eyebrows are just a hot mess and I don't really care. My bangs cover them mostly anyway. It's fine. Sorry if the light's going in and out. I'm just sort of noticing it now. It's a really sunny day here, but it's freaking cold. I think it was like minus 15 when I took Harley out, Celsius, with a wind chill of like minus 24 or something. Can't remember exactly. What does my computer say? My computer says it's -19 right now outside. It's a really cold day, but it's really sunny, so it looks really nice out. But you don't want to stay out there for too long. As long as you're bundled up, it's not bad for a little while. That's one thing I've kind of learned as I've gotten older. Wear your layers. It makes sense. You will enjoy the outdoors so much more. You will enjoy wintertime so much more if you dress appropriately. I guess the other thing I want to talk about, because it's January, is resolutions. So I feel like I'm having a repeat conversation here, because I talk about this every year. I don't make resolutions. I try and do themes. And I usually take like most of the month of January to sort of figure out what I want to do and how I want to do it and what are my plans for the year. I'm much slower at these things now. You got time, guys. You got time. It's fine. Yeah, so to be honest, I haven't really thought of a theme yet. The thing that's floating in my head, I usually try and do a blog post on this, but I'm not going to lie, my blog, I have a bunch of like half-written blog posts that I just need to finish up and post. I really neglected it this past year. The past few years. I get little spurts of energy and start doing it, and then things happen, and it takes a lot of effort to do those. I like it. I like writing. I just don't like editing when I write. I just want verbal diarrhea and put it out there. But I know that's probably not a good idea. So my theme, the one thing that I'm thinking about is sort of be bold. So I don't know if you've noticed this, but on my thumbnails, I've been picking like a bolder font. I know it sounds so dumb, but it's like just little things. Like just be a bit more confident in what I'm doing. I'm trying to be more confident in what I'm doing on my channel. Try and be more confident in what I'm doing with my video choices. Be more confident in how I'm doing. Just be a bit more bolder, but in my own way. Like, I'm not gonna try and be somebody else. So that's sort of the other thing, is like being true to myself, being honest with myself, and not like honest in a negative way, like ironically, because I feel like sometimes I'm too hard on myself. Just being real, like just, you know what, it's okay if you're not perfect, you know, just do what you want to do and not worry so much, and put yourself out there a little bit more, but in the way that's comfortable with me, right? Like, do what makes sense to me, not what I feel like the world wants me to do or what other people want me to do. Am I making any sense here? I have no idea, but that's what I'm thinking about. But yeah, I'm curious, like, what do you guys do? Like, do you have resolutions? Do you make yearly goals? Do you just say there's no point? 'Cause, I mean, it is easy. I don't know what it is about January, but it is motivating in January to be like, yes, I'm gonna be a whole new me. Yeah, we all know how that goes. That's why I feel like every day is. So actually, that's something I want to talk about. So, and this kind of relates to what I was talking about at the very beginning about mental health. Where is my highlighter? There it is. It's hiding. Mental health. So there's certain tricks you can do. And one of the tricks is you could do, I'll try and put something on the screen. You can do like a calendar and use stickers for like something that you do every day. And it can be as simple as make your bed. Because sometimes just doing something as simple as making your bed, it feels monumental. But when you have that visual calendar of having the stickers on it, it's helpful to kind of show you, you know, you are doing it, you are doing something. And again, depending on where you are mentally, keep them really simple. Or, you know, if it's something that you're wanting to do, like workouts, and you want to do, like, just say you like, again, break it down, like 10-minute workout versus a 30-minute workout versus an hour workout. You know, do, like, a yellow sticker for your 10-minute workouts, a orange sticker for your 30 minutes, and then a green for your, like, hour. And, you know, put those on the calendar. And it helps motivate you to see where you've done it. I prefer to do, it's almost like how some people do their counts for Project Pan. I'm actually really getting into the counting thing. It's hard. I don't think I can do it for everything, how some people count everything, but I do enjoy this sort of count thing for Project Pan. But it's a similar thing. So what I like to do is have a list. I use a grid paper and I have a list of all the things. And I sort of break it down into sections. So I have a section that's just like daily things, normal things, like make the bed, drink enough water. You know, I have it as a liter because I do not drink a lot of water. So a liter is a lot for me. Those sort of basic things. Then I have a section for things like I'm trying to learn how to play guitar. Very slow, I've been trying. I tried on and off for years, but I've been more committed since last spring-ish, I would say. And I had a big window last fall where I didn't do much. But so I have like guitar, I have like things like filming and editing. I want to make sure, for me, ironically, filming and editing is more of a, I sometimes will spend too much time doing that and neglect doing other things. And I like having it all in one sort of grid so I can, again, see where I am putting my focus, because where you put your focus is, you know, I don't know how to say this, but you know, what you put your attention to is what will grow. So if you put your attention to negative things, that's all you're going to do. If you put your attention to things, and then you'll see what you're missing. I don't know if I'm making sense here, but, you know, trying to find that balance. Like my issue, one of my issues is I want to do all the things. And I have to realize I can't do all the things. So trying to find a balance of doing the things but not killing myself by doing the things. So it works both ways. Like it works if you're in a really not good place and you just need to see some motivation for doing basic stuff. And it also works for working towards goals, because certain things, the one thing that I've gotten a lot better at being cool about is things take time. I'm not going to be like Jimmy Page in 3 months. Like it's not happening. But I am seeing progress, and I am feeling progress. Something that I couldn't do 6 months ago, I can do now. And I'm like, oh, well, that's kind of cool. Or something that was, I could sort of do. I had to really think about it. I'm talking about guitar playing. Like I could functionally do it, but I couldn't do it well. I'm like, oh, it's getting a bit smoother. I mean, I still can't play a freaking song. Like I'm real slow, but someday I'll get there. And it's for me. Like I'm just enjoying. I never grew up playing instruments. We were not a musical. My parents aren't musical at all, which is ironic because like I think all 3 of my brothers, well, 2 of my brothers can play guitar. My one brother can actually play. I know my other brother can sort of monkey around a little bit. But yeah, we weren't an instrument musical family. So it's a challenge because it's so different from anything I've ever done. But yeah, so I just wanted to share that little tip, that little chart. That's what I like doing. And it is kind of nice to see, you know, you are making progress on things. I feel like the eye look is not anywhere I want it to be. I want it to be a bit bolder than what it is. I don't know what I was going for with this. Like I said, it's cold out. It's winter. Everything's kind of crappy. Let's just maybe add under here. I was thinking there was more of like a hot pink in this palette, and there's not. I feel like this eye look does not look like the way I wanted it to look, but that's okay. I'm really enjoying this palette overall, though. I've been really playing with all the different colors. I mean, on a day-to-day basis, I probably wouldn't go as colorful as some of these colors are, but it is fun to play with them once in a while. And I'm really realizing I kind of like blues on my eyes, which sometimes I always think might clash a little bit with my eye color, but I feel like it doesn't look too bad. And I'm also very cognizant of I don't want to look like straight out of the 80s. My mom was a huge fan of the bright baby blue eyeshadow, and like my mom used navy blue eyeliner, like pale blue eyeshadow, and I think she even used, well, she usually used brown, but sometimes blue, like navy blue mascara. Yeah, she was really into it. I remember trying to convince my mom, branch away from the navy blue liner, just do it. And she eventually did. I think she usually would go brown, though. I don't think she ever really went black. Okay, just throw on some lip liner. I was going to put lipstick on, but I think I'm just going to leave it like that. Oh, my eyebrows drive me crazy today. Ugh. I wish I could just, especially this side, if I could just like lift someday. I'm terrified of doing surgery though. But it would make such a big difference on my crazy, horrible eyebrows. Okay, I'm going to try and fix my bangs, and then we'll come back and wrap up this video. Okay, I'm back. I've zoomed you out a little bit. This is what we ended up with on the face. I don't really know. I was just playing, but I wanted to do a little giveaway. So, got pretty much everything ready to go here for the most part. So yeah, it's a thank you. A thank you to you guys for following me on my channel, helping me grow my channel and helping me grow as a person, to be honest. And yeah, I just really appreciate you guys so much. So that's what this giveaway is for. I was gonna maybe wait till I hit like, you know, a magic number of subs, but let's just do it. And I also wanted to wait because everybody was doing giveaways in like December. So if you felt like you missed out on that and you didn't win anything, here's a follow-up one. So some things that I have in here. I have the Maybelline Sky High mascara. I haven't tried this yet, so there were some things I bought here that I was like, I want to try that. Covergirl Fresh Translucent Setting Powder. An Epic Ink eyeliner from NYX. And the Ordinary High Adherence Silicone Primer. This is a nice primer. It's like a good in-between primer that I think works for, or should work for pretty much anybody. 2 lip products. So this is the Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink in 65, what shade is this? Yes, I really can't read it. I need to get my eyes checked. 65 Seductress, which I have and I really like this. And then this is a Burt's Bees Lip Shimmer in Peony. Peony? Oh my god, peony. Peony. That's a really weird word. I don't know if I've ever actually said that word out loud. Anyway, this Rare Beauty Soft Pinch Blush Trio. I'm not gonna lie, I made this order. I made a couple of these orders on, a couple of these products I ordered. That's what I'm trying to say, on Sephora, and I wanted to like just say, let's add one, you know. This one looks super cute though, and I've seen a lot of people say they really like this. So yeah, I'm excited for that. And then the palette, this again was like the other thing that I'm like, I want to buy this for myself. So I already opened it up to just verify that nothing's broken in it, but I'm not going to open it right now. But those are the shades on the back. It's very, very soft and very neutral. So again, I think like if you just kind of cover up a couple of the purple shades there, like it's a very neutral palette. So I think it'll work for a lot of people. It's a nice, I think it's a great, probably everyday palette. And I did notice that there isn't really much of a scent on this one. So I think that's a good thing. I think it's supposed to smell like cinnamon buns, but it doesn't really smell. A Wet n Wild bronzer. And then a highlighter from Rimmel. And I've never used this highlighter. I don't think I've ever heard anybody talk about this highlighter. It's like high_light. And it says Butter Soft Highlighting Powder. And this is in the shade 001 Stardust. I figure this shade should work for quite a broad range of people, I hope. I was just like, this looks really interesting. I don't know what it's like, so I'm super curious. I almost bought one for myself. And fun fact, Stardust. So I always have a weird association with Stardust because way back in the day, I was setting up a Wi-Fi at my home and I was watching the movie Stardust and I was like, I need to give it a different name. And I just put in Stardust because that's what I was watching. And I've like, so every time I connected to the internet, it was like I was connecting to Stardust. It's not my Wi-Fi name right now, but that's what it was. And so it was just always like very, I don't know, I was like, I'm connected to Stardust. And then mentally I'm like, well, we're all Stardust. I don't know. It was just a weird thing. Anyway, tangent on that. So I'm curious to know, whoever wins this, let us know. What is this like? Or if you've tried this, anybody out there, has anybody tried this? And what do you think of it? I hope it's good. Or my hope is always that it's good. Like, it doesn't have to be great, but if it's good. I hope I'm not giving you anything that's like a dud product. So yeah, like I said, the giveaway information will be down below. Generally, from whenever I post this, it'll be open for about 2 to 3 weeks. I have to figure out the timing of what will work for, basically for when I need to mail it out. And yeah, just thank you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me today. If you like this video, feel free to give a little thumbs up down below. Also, if you're going to enter the giveaway, give a thumbs up down below. And if you haven't, please subscribe to my channel here in Toronto, Canada. I hope you're doing well, and I'll see you sometime soon. Bye.